Oh my God, I love you above all things with my whole heart and soul because you are all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for the love of you. I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon for all whom I have injured. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. I prayed that for everyone. So I hope you all heard that. So this live is interesting for me. It is super cold here in Southern California. And when I was looking at the demographics and the cities and all the different areas, um, we may have similar weather, but this is unusual for us Californians. And so I'm wearing a short sleeve dress for my premiere here on That's What I'm Talking About, but I should be covered in this. It's a blanket. And I just wanted to promote That's What I'm Talking About out there to a larger audience. That's why we are on YouTube now. So you can catch this That's What I'm Talking About here on YouTube as we go forward with That's What I'm Talking About. That's What I'm Talking About was developed back in 2020. And it's something that I just wanted to start doing during the pandemic because it sounded like something that I would really enjoy. And it is definitely something I enjoy. It's not what I do for a career. My career is residential resale real estate. I've been doing that since 1995, and I love it. But this is something I love as well. So I may as well continue doing the podcast because it's very enjoyable for me. And I sure hope you are enjoying it as well. I guess the topics that I'd like to cover today would be our rundown. I'd like to just go ahead and refresh your memory, excuse me, and let you know, pardon me, our rundown. I had to have a sip of coffee. Forgive me, friends. So, as I was saying, this is this is worldwide, and I was delighted to see so many countries that do have the capability of tuning in, and it just tickled me so much last night as I was going over the analytics and stuff. So this is exciting for me. So hi everyone. And anyway, I will continue with our rundown. So just to refresh, in case you're a brand new listener, we like to keep this loosely organized. So loosely organized is truly what I would call this. My organization here would be we have Mondays, which is Fun Day Monday, which is so much fun. I like Fun Day Mondays. Um, I name this, I'll just start off Fun Day Monday, Talented Tuesday, Wednesday's Love Day, Thursday is Thoughtful Thursday, Friday is Dance Party Friday, Saturday is Self Help Saturday, Chicken Soup, Saturday, and like chicken soup for the soul and just things, self help. And we could all use that. And on Sunday, Sunday's super special. It's called Pod for God. So we go ahead and have seven beautiful, um, just different shows. It's like a variety of things. So that way we can delve into each part of just a beautiful day. So, and I just thought it would be fun to have speakers. So, this last, I don't know, I'd say a month now, I've had quite a few guest speakers on here on That's What I'm Talking About. And we started off with Amy Marino. And after that, we had, let's see, we had David Novak, we've had John Felix Reyes, we've had Steve Coe from Cutco, Steve Coe, Stephen with a PH, and uh, let me think. Oh yes, oh she's so lovely. Anyway, I'm just I'm at a blank right now, but I absolutely adore her. And anyway, super excited that we've been able to have guest speakers here on That's What I'm Talking About. And I thought it'd be fun to interview folks um, from all different walks of life. So, um, David Novak, he is a writer, actor, even a stuntman, as far as I'm concerned. And then Paula, it's Paula Burgos. No, Paula. Geez, I'm losing it. I'll have to look on my deal here. It's that menopause mind. Does anybody have that? It's crazy. Um, let's see. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But these are things that I'd like to do. So Monday is fun day, and primarily fun day. It's random, so it's very loose, and we could just talk about randomly anything that comes up. And then Talented Tuesday, I really had fun with Talented Tuesday because we cameo artists and just poets, and we have fun on Talented Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, oh, I love Wednesday. Wednesday's love day. So um, anything about love. I like to marinate the whole podcast with love. So um, as you see, the whole podcast will be love, just as the prayer was the act of love. So I'm looking forward to um, rejuvenating our rundown because it's been a bit messy, so to speak. So let's let's get into this. So that's what I'm talking about. So right now, um, we're sort of like behind the scenes stuff with my podcast. So what I do now is I'll go ahead and save that to library, and I'm going to record more. And forgive me for one moment, I'm going off screen. I'm hoping I was off screen because it looks like. Whoa, hopefully I'm not getting a cold. All right, there. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome back. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Colton, my son. We started this year, 2023, off with our subjects of life can change in an instant. Well, life does change in an instant. My son Colton, he is 31 on the 17th and the 19th of this month. He's going to be 32. So Colton is an amazing person. He's just had his had his time with an addiction. He's been addicted to just, various things that have not helped him, just as any addiction would. So, with that being said, I haven't really been in his life very much. I've been as much as I possibly can, if you know what I mean, when it comes to addictions and addicts, and um, I've been able to help him as much as I can with the healthy boundaries put out there, that so therefore I won't get sick. So um, you know, but it is his life, and he's chosen a different life. than what my family here has. So, um, the beginning of this year, we were blessed to spend some time together, and it was much overdue time. I really miss Colton. I would have to say our relationship pretty much, mm, mm, the sober Colton relationship with me stopped when he was probably just after his appendix was removed, when he almost passed. He went 14 days undiagnosed with an appendicitis. So, um, thank God they were able to save him, but he was in the hospital on Dilaudid, which is an opioid, for over a month, well, about a month, and released back to us with home health care and on a drip line. And it was quite scary, and just happy that he made it. And but only to chase that opioid addiction that he developed while he was there at the hospital. And if you're on opioids for over a month or almost a month, and you're gonna probably look for that, in your life. Um, he tried really hard to not, um, after his life got pretty ugly, and got sobered up, and was, you know, when he needs help, when he's ready to do that stuff, I'm there for him, but not if he chooses to have that other life, because it just makes you go down the drain too, because you just it's just sad, and you can't do it for them. They've got to do it themselves. That's the bummer part. But anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. Colton and I had a tender, weird, bumpy ride. Um, we got back together. We were reunited, where I can actually say I'm super blessed to get to know Colton a little bit better now that he's older. He's still Colton, and but it was fun to meet Colton where he's at now as an adult man. At, and that's weird to say that as a mom, but I'm sure other moms and dads understand what I'm talking about, because that's what I'm talking about. Um, I I have to share because we just sort of it was done. Um, I was able to take Colton to um, his regular meeting at the courthouse on Friday. I think it was like the beginning of February, and he had been testing, um, drug testing, and unfortunately, the tests were dirty, and that's what happens. So this program sets you up to help you out, so you will be off the drugs and whatever your mood altering substance, to help you launch and live soberly. So unfortunately, that day when I dropped him off at court, I just sat there and I waited. I had gotten gas, and he said, "Yeah, get me a cup of coffee." So I went ahead and I said, "No, I'll wait until when you get back. I mean, when you're done, because typically it's like, I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more." But I said, I'll get you a hot cup when you get out, and that way it'll be nice and hot, because nobody likes I mean, I don't like a cold or yucky old stale cup of coffee. So I ventured over there and got myself a cup of coffee, and they had these delicious looking donuts. And I'm like, oh, he loved those. So I bought a couple. I was in the car and I thought, okay, it's taking a little longer than normal. Coffee was finished. Kept looking at them donuts. I'm like, oh, shoot. Dang it. Why'd I buy those stupid donuts? And then I thought, okay, he'll never know that I bought them for him if I eat them, and then he'll never even know. Of course, my body's changed in 2 years' time, but um, so anyway, I went ahead and I ate the donuts, and I just sort of thought, I looked in the sky, okay, whatever, because I waited 2 hours just looking at the dumb donuts. That's miserable. And so anyway, I went ahead and waited and waited and waited, and I think it was coming up to, and this just seems silly that I'm even saying this out loud, but I waited, I believe, 3 hours there at the courthouse. And then at that point, I thought, well, I know he has to clean up something with the court about somewhere in Orange County, something else. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll just go home and he could call me and let me know and pick up. We live relatively not too far. And so that day just so happened I didn't have to do anything besides relax and wait for Colt and pray. And perhaps I was doing a podcast in the car. I don't even know. But anyway, it ended up that I went ahead and waited, went home. Day turned into night, night turned into the next morning, and so on and so on. So week after week. And here we are, March 7th, 2023. And that was the beginning of February. So before the 7th, so more than a month's gone by, and I haven't even heard from him. So, um, makes me sad. Um, but it's what we go through, um, or at least what I go through. And since then, I have been able to uh, get to know other people through my sadness, and also just sort of heal a little bit before I started the podcast on my own again. But I've been having a ball with the YouTube promoting that's what I'm talking about. So that's kept me pretty busy and trying to get subscribers so I can go live like this. And it's been a little bit of a journey, and life can change in an instant. That is what we started off this year with. Life can change in an instant, and instantly it changed when Colton didn't get back in the car, and suddenly we didn't we don't even know where Colton's at anymore. I've looked everywhere. So if you're listening, Mr. Colton, I love you and I hope you're doing good. Okay. Oh, I don't want to cry. Anyway, um, that's what I'm talking about. And there were just a couple things here. I know it's Talented Tuesday, but at this point, I just thought I'd refresh and start off this live program like this, uh, just to kind of catch you up and let all of our listeners and our audience know where we're at at this part of my life, and so therefore it's just important to know our timelines and stuff. So it's kind of nice. All right, uh, Talented Tuesday. I don't really have a talent to share at this point, besides wanting to share my love and speaking from my heart, so that way you can hear um, something that is truthful, that I know to be the truth. And when you act in love, mm, can't go wrong. So uh, there's Mew Mew. She's gonna walk out of the frame. Anyway, my kitty's here, and she's super sweet. You can only halfway see her, but those of you that are listening on um, the audio, I wish you could see my kitty. She's so pretty. I don't even know if anybody else can. Come here, kitty. There. Isn't she pretty? She's so pretty. I love her so much. That's Mew Mew. She's French. Yeah, she's very French. So, oh, okay. uh, I was going to share something. Oh, something very serious. I don't know if you know, but I think it was just this last week, and they seized 50 million pills of fentanyl in Orange County, San Clemente. This big old, it was a random traffic stop, and they just so happened to check it out. And 50 million pills. And fentanyl is super scary. So one pill, one and you're done. That's what everyone's saying. Although I know they're shaving it down, and they're just it's very sad for opioids. Anybody that's using. So very scary. Both of my boys almost OD'd last year. Um, Colton first, and then my younger son. And I identified with the woman that spoke last week, and her name was Rebecca. It was. In fact, I emailed Rebecca to see if she would be willing. Rebecca Kiesling. She's a founder and president of Save the One. She's an international pro life speaker and attorney, and she was conceived in rape. Um, that's what her LinkedIn profile says here, I believe. Yeah. She's out of Michigan, Rochester, Michigan, in the United States of America. And I thought it would be interesting to speak to her since we have something in common. And once I started digging, um, her two adopted sons died from a fentanyl overdose. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, but it's just over over the top, horrible. So once I once I got into a little bit of research about the fentanyl, and I was just thinking about 50 million pills, and there was a segment saying that 50 million people, uh, that is the whole West Coast of the United States of America. Our population is, I believe, 51 million, so 1 million left to roam all of Alaska, Oregon, Washington, California. So our whole West Coast could be annihilated with that one traffic stop if everyone took the one pill of fentanyl. And I continued to search once I, maybe please don't, sorry, my kitty. So I continued to search the web, and I saw that a fellow interviewer, podcast host, had Becky Savage, and she lost her two sons to an overdose, and in 2015, and it just makes me so sad. This lady back in 2015 went on air, and we were able to hear about her sons. She was able to, you know, she was able to let us know who they were. And and they were beautiful people, and they're gone. And it's just so sad. And this was the alcohol and Oxycontin back in 2015. But how many years is that? How many years is that? It's 8. We're already 1/6 of the way into this year. By the end of this month, we'll be 1/3 of the 1/4 of the way into this year, 2023. I sure hope we do something different this year to help our country. Our borders are, it seems as if as many people that passed from the epidemic here, about 1,000,000, that's how many have come that we maybe are recording at this point. And sure, it's population uh, development, and you're figuring that, that many people have gone, so therefore this many people are going to come in. And but the people that may come in perhaps could have all of those um, illegal drugs. Um, and I know human nature and everybody, there's no um, quick fix for any of it, but we need to start thinking about reform, and somehow the United States can come together and start being the think tank, um, instead of, I'm going to say, the stink tank. I think we're stinky. I think it's stinky right now. I don't like how America's been. Um, it seems as if our addictions are getting the best of us. When it comes to gambling, I heard that they're going to have a train um, that can go in an hour and a half from LA to Las Vegas. Okay.